control things a little bit to make sure that what we see is it's good for the people that are watching. We have a number of people around Oshkosh that are watching this presentation live on the air through Google Hangouts. And then we have your class here that gets to participate. You're the only ones that actually get to talk to Alma and Yaz, who we have here. Okay, so the connection between this. So you see on the bottom there, it is Alma. Alma, can you say hi?
Hi.
And Alma's connection might be a little bit slow for us, but we can hear her very well, and she can see us really well. Okay, so she's in. Are you in Blagaj?
Yes, I'm in the Blagaj at the moment in my house.
Okay, very good. So she's in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So then we have Yaz, and Yaz is here. Where are you, Yaz?
Hi guys, I'm in Budapest, in Hungary.
And so Yaz is the son of Alma, and they are both, they do lots of things, but one of the things they do is they're both tour guides as well in Bosnia. And so I was lucky enough a couple of years ago, my wife and I, they picked us up in a country called Croatia that's nearby. They drove all the way to Croatia to get us, and then took us back into Bosnia, and they showed us all kinds of really cool stuff. Okay? And they're going to talk to us today about some of that cool stuff, and at the same time, they're going to tell us a little bit about the history of Bosnia and a little bit about what it's like to live in Europe. Okay? So we're going to start off with a presentation quick that just has some pretty good pictures of what Bosnia looks like, what Herzegovina looks like, and some of the places that are pretty notable. So Yaz and Alma, can you see a map of Bosnia, or a map of Europe, rather?
Yes, yep. I can see.
Okay, very good. So what we're going to do then is we're going to go ahead and go through some of these slides in just a second. You go over the slideshow. Yep. And as you guys on your end see some pictures, if you could just kind of talk about them as you see them. So we'll go to the next slide, I think. So can you talk about this just a little bit?
It's kind of dark at my end.
Okay. Can you see it okay, Alma?
Yes, I'm okay. I'm okay. I can see a very clear picture.
Okay. So what are we looking at here?
You're looking at a small country that is after war in the 90s. Together country was one country with name Yugoslavia. And after war in the 90s, today we have like 6 new small countries, and the Bosnia is a part of it as well. And Bosnia since 92 in April go also out from this beer country and became independent country, and it's in the middle. You can see all of it.
Yeah, so very good. So you guys can see this on our end. All these littler countries here, there used to be one big country called Yugoslavia. And when war in the 1990s, when I was a kid, so when I was going in middle school, there was a war that we heard about in Yugoslavia. And afterwards, it broke apart, like Alma said, into all these individual countries. And so they're from the green one there, which says Bosnia and Herzegovina. Okay? All right, next, we'll go to the next one. Tell us a little bit about this one, Alma.
Okay, this is my city, Mostar, from where you talking with me now. Actually, I'm in Blagaj. I'm like a one village out of the city. This is belong to the Mostar, and let's say like a how to say on the country. But we are in the 5 minutes in the center, and image you can see. This is a famous old city of Mostar from 16th century with most famous. Monument here. It's a bridge, what we call Old Bridge. So it's been built up in the 16th century, destroyed in the 90s in a war we had here, and again 2004 raised up, and it's been totally copied, and it's been built up like used to be. So everything you can see is been renovated, reconstructed in a same way like a was in the 16th century.
Very cool. So it was originally built in the basically in the 1500s, right? And then and now they've rebuilt. So what do people do on the top of this bridge?
Everybody likes, whoever coming in Mostar likes to be exactly there, pass over the bridge. And also we had our jumpers from the bridge. This is kind of a tradition. The history or myths or legends said that young boys likes to jumping from the bridge because it's very, very high. From the top of the bridge to the top of the water is around the 20 meters, and they like to show how they are so courage, they are very strong, etc., etc. So today, when tourists coming, this is a kind of a, they carrying tradition, and they jumping. This is part of our image, our folklore, tourist kind of
Attraction.
habit, let's say. And they jumping from the bridge in the river, and river is very cold. It's a very mountain river. Have a name Neretva. It's a mountain river. It's beautiful river, but also very dangerous to be. So from this high distance, uh, um, they make such an exhibition sometimes.
I remember being at the edge of that river, and I was surprised that the current is so fast that when those guys jump in there, they just take off down the river. It's crazy. That's cool. All right, we'll go to the next one. Thank you, Alma.
Okay.
And then if either Yaz too or Alma, if you could tell me about just a little bit of what this picture is.
Who? Me or Rayaz? Yes.
Do you see, yeah, just outside of the mosque in Mostar?
Yes, this is a garden in front of mosque. This image is actually fountain in the middle of the garden. And today, this mosque is very old, from 17th century, and today is museum with a beautiful bazaar around. All buildings that are part of the mosque is actually bazaar. In the middle is it's a very old fountain, and during the very hot summer days, people, a lot of tourists coming to drink water to refresh themselves, etc.
Very good. Okay, and then the next slide. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This is inside of mosque. This is a mosque what I was talking about from 17th century, and I can see some people praying. We have, even if it is mosque is museum during the summertime when tourists coming. Some tourists coming from east as well, because we have from all around the world people coming. Some tourists are coming from east countries where is a Islamic majority, and they're very religious. So whenever they travel and they drop in our city, they like to pray shortly and take a rest there during this pray and chant.
Great. Can you put? Is it customary to put pictures inside of a mosque, or is it not? Can you tell us? There's like some calligraphy and writing, but I don't see any pictures.
No. In Islam, it's forbidden to put any pictures. No pictures in Islam is forbidden to make from people saints or make them like a gods or something. Mosque doesn't have this kind of thing. Mosque have a lot of calligraphy. This is Arabic words from Holy Book Quran. And besides that, we have lots of inside some geometrical forms with the colors. It could be a very, very beautiful, I could say, comparing with some Eastern mosque, let's say in Turkey or Egypt or whenever in Islamic world, we are very modest with this mosque and don't have too much colors, let's say. But if you look closer to the ceiling up there, you could notice some trees and some herbs. So this picture is quite light, but originally is more colorful. It could be very nice actually inside, and lots of tourists say that this is one of the most beautiful mosques when they arrive. Many tourists actually travel all around the world, and they like our style of mosque.
Very good. Thank you very much. Tell us a little bit about this one too.
So maybe Yaz could say something about this building, because this is his previous school.
Oh, I don't have a actual visual on the things, but since she said it's my school, then I can tell you about it. It's a gymnasium. It's a gymnasium, Mostar. Gymnasiums were once like high schools for boys, and then in the beginning it was like a military high school for the kids that went to be soldiers at the end. But now, and during the past country, let's say, so before 90s, it was one of the most prestigious schools in the city. And my mom went to that school, and I went to that school. And that building is actually over 113 years old. And something very interesting about it is that since it was built during the Austro-Hungarian period of my country, they say that you could, even today, this rule sort of applies, that you can enter Vienna University without any entrance exams. Like you normally have to have like SAT exams to apply to university, but when you finish gymnasium in Mostar and you apply to Vienna University, you don't have to pass any test, basically. You just apply, and then if they acknowledge you, they do. If they don't, you move on.
So if you graduate from here, there are lots of colleges that think that it's a good thing that you've had a good education then.
Yes, definitely. A lot of
basically the.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Basically, Austria and Hungary now, well, Austria in general still offers the same deal that they used to offer hundreds of years ago, because they still sort of stand behind their words. But today, the school on the third floor, I don't know the image which you have, but on the top floor is something that's called UWC, which stands for United World College. So it's kind of like 2 last years of your high school education, and it's an international school. So there's people from the US, there's people from all over the world in that top floor studying 2 years before they go into university. And because it's a United World College, you can apply to many different prestigious universities around the world with it.
And that's actually, I'm glad you said that, because in the picture right in the middle there's an American flag, there's a Croatian flag, there's flags from all over the place in there. Students hold them up. There's a Union Jack and a flag from Finland too. Very nice to see that. Yeah, we'll go to the next.
There's like hundreds of students from 30, 40 countries or so.
That's amazing. Okay, so this next one, Alma, this is the mall with the cinema, and this is new, I think.
Yes. We have a really like American mall, and from last few years, and we always had a big shopping places, but this is something like for entertainment, where people, especially young people, like to go in because they have a more possibility. In the bottom, there's first of all, lots of places where you can sit and have a coffee to, I don't know, whatever. But McDonald's, it's a new thing in our city. We had after war McDonald's in Sarajevo, in our capital city. But first McDonald's coming in Mostar in this mall, and then very fancy, very modern cinema with 5 cinemas that in the same times you can see films and going on, and 3D, 4D, 2D, I don't know anymore, these kind of things. And I think you can find all kind of world brands there, clothes, shoes, cosmetics, whatever, you know. So it's very, very interesting.
Well, it looks very, very new. Was that there when I was there in 2012?
Yes, still is there. Unfortunately, it's one old Austro-Hungarian building that has been very damaged during the war. And, you know, after war, we tried last 20 years to build up and rebuild and clean everything. But some buildings, especially the huge one that was under the government property before war, today don't have ownership, or they just, it's a kind of long process of administration to find who is owner and what to do with this building. Government usually doesn't have too much money today in our countries, and especially to rebuild this building or to find something. So definitely it's a very funny situation maybe for you, people what is really different in your country. So that means that you can come in our country, buy one of these ruins for very cheap money, like a $1 or $2, but you have to invest in the next few millions, like a 10 million, $15 million to make what government likes to have, or this is maybe government have a plan that will be hotel, that will be, I don't know, restaurant, that will be whatever, museum or whatever. So that means you have to invest a lot of money to rebuild in a very original way how looks building from this 19th century.
Yeah.
And then put in whatever you like. So if you have money, you are invited to do something and to help us to to rid of these ruins.
So you'll have, when you go through Mostar, depending on what parts you're in, you might see very modern shopping malls, cinemas, McDonald's, and things like that. But then maybe in other parts you might see this, which is left over from the war, but what used to be very beautiful buildings before the war, correct?
Yes, yes, correct.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Thank you very much. Tell us a little bit about some of this. We have a few of these jezbas in the class right now.
Yeah, do you like talk?
If it's about coffee, it's better that you talk about it.
Okay. Okay. So this is a few pictures that you could see in a bottom right corner. This is a plate of our let's say a typical meal. And as I remember, that was a plate that offer you in one big plate a few things. This is our traditional national plate, we call, and inside it's cevapcici. This is a very, very famous grilled meat in a pita bread inside. It's very popular. People here buy as a sandwiches or sitting in a restaurant to eating. They're really enjoying. Dolma is the next one. This is a fillet peppers and different kind of vegetable inside and cooked like as a stew. It's very delicious, and all tourists who coming, they like to try, and everyone, 99% of them said, "Oh, this is so awesome! This is beautiful."
That's
and then
that's actually a picture of my food down there. That's our picture from lesson.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. In the left bottom corner, you could see jezva. This is this container where we cook. We call Bosnian coffee. Some people would say this is a Turkish coffee. Definitely, it's a Bosnian coffee because it's happening in a Bosnia. But I would tell you that all Eastern world make in this way traditional coffee. Who likes really taste of bitter coffee, just a coffee inside. You guys, you have a Starbucks there, I know, and this is less coffee you ever will drink. This is maybe you can call coffee, but this is not for us coffee. This is more kind of like a candy because you have with it caramel, chocolate, walnuts, or whatever, any kind of nut. So, but here, if you like strong coffee, that's it. This is real coffee. But of course, we have a nice coffee. We have some different kind of instant coffee. So this is a typical copper serving of this coffee, and this is way how we're drinking. In the middle behind, you can see a little bit of this in a form of rum cake with walnuts and pastry, and a little bit on the left side, something round, dark one in a plate. This is something what we make figs jelly, and then mixture with the jelly and flour, and because of that, it's such a dark. But it's very juicy, very, very sweet.
And that other one says baklava, right?
Yes. On the right side is baklava. Another one is smokvara. This is a smokva is a fig in our language, and this is a fig cake.
Ah, very good. Who is that guy then in the upper corner up there? Do you recognize him?
That's my husband, your driver.
Yeah, your husband. Yeah, very good. He stopped by the side of the road and helped us. We just stopped on the side of the highway to buy some figs and fruit, and they were just amazing. So, yeah.
So we are area in the south that we having a lot of sunny days. Its weather is beautiful, and the sub-Mediterranean climate. So that means it's a little bit like on a sea coast. For a former Yugoslavia, older countries before war, they used to call this area where is Mostar like California. So with climate, with southern way of life, people are very open and very friendly, etc., etc.
Very relaxed
So
and laid back.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and plus we have a lot of possibility to growing lots of tree, lots of vegetable, fruits, etc. So people today, especially, make like a small open shop on a road to have some income for money because they have own garden with all this fruit around.
Very good. And so this fruit we can get in our grocery stores here, but it doesn't. We don't grow this anywhere around here. So this is
Pomegranate.
yeah, pomegranates, right? So these grow where you want.
Yes, this is pomegranate, and this is traditional, and this is symbol of Mostar. Besides the figs and some other things, pomegranate is well on the first place. When you see some images of the Mostar, some painters like to put old bridge and pomegranate behind on the side, so that's definitely all symbols of Mostar.
It basically
And
grows
growing
wherever it
everywhere.
can. Yeah. It grows like weeds.
I wish I had those in my backyard. I eat them all the time. I wish they would grow like weeds.
Pomegranate and figs are trees that grow out from the stone for us. So they don't even need to have like dirt or anything. They just grow from the like old houses. You can see it from the wall. They're growing from the wall. A whole tree.
Cool. Thank you. Let's go. We'll go to the next one. And this place, just Yaz, this is I can't say it. I asked you about it the other day, and it starts with a P.
Oh, is it a city? A little town?
Yeah, a little town. Yeah.
It's a town called Počitelj, and it's a little fort town. Actually, it was built in the idea of being a fort because it was very close to the border of the Ottoman Empire, where the little town actually was made during the Ottoman era. So that's why the city is located on one side of the hill. So the other side of the hill would be sort of like the cliff of the fort. And that was the place where people used to sort of observe the border between the empires, and it was a place where people would go by, go through in order to come to Mostar or go to the sea coast.
Thank you. And this is Blagaj then, where the ahead of the Buna River, I think. Is that right,
Yes.
Mama?
Yes. This image show the famous monument in the Blagaj. Blagaj is anyway, it's a small city, as Ilya said, but it's very famous because of these monuments we can see here, and this cave where is the source of the one river, and this is the biggest source of one river in the Middle East, Europe, and this monument is a tekia. This is Turkish word for monastery from 16th century of Islamic monks. So place is very spiritual. It's beautiful. It's been made on the beautiful source of the water and nature, surrounded by nature. It's like all monasteries in the world, like it, very isolated, out of the center. But place is very, very visited last years, and people like to come and see it all the time.
And if I may add, the source of the water actually it has more meaning in the religious part of it being a Sufi monastery, basically. So water is one of the important things of the religion of the people that were there in this monastery, but also this source is as my mom said, is the biggest karst source in Europe, with over 40,000 liters of water coming out each second.
Wow. You guys can imagine a 2-liter bottle of soda. There's 40,000 liters, you said, every second?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, thank you. The next...
It's like 20,000 bottles.
Right, yeah. The next picture is just of Sarajevo, which I didn't visit, but I figure it might be important to talk about it just for a moment.
Sarajevo is the capital city of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and it's not such a huge in your way city. It's not megapolis, definitely. Anyway, country is very small. So, but have around approximately 600,000 citizens. So all kind of administrative, financial, political, and all kind of center for our country is inside. It's a quite beautiful city. And other name for all in tourist way is the kind of Israel on the west, because same like a Mostar, you can see mosques near church towers, near synagogues, etc. So it's a very multi-ethnic like a Mostar is, and just bigger, and it's very nice.
Can I add something?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Sarajevo is the capital of the whole country of Bosnia and Herzegovina, but Mostar is like the capital of Herzegovina region. So Bosnia and Herzegovina is the name of the country, but actually there are two regions that are one, actually, in the administration way of looking at things. So Bosnia is, we already discussed how Mostar and the Herzegovina part is like California a little bit, with the climate and the mentality of people and everything sort of easygoing. And Sarajevo is the capital of the Bosnia region, which is a bit more colder. So the climate is a bit more continental. There are more hills and forests up there. And they have really strict like winters with lots of snow when we don't have snow in Mostar. So there's a little bit of difference just towards being northern and southern sort of capitals.
Can you help me understand how far away? You said that Mostar is like California. It feels pretty warm, and there's like lots of fruits that grow. And then Sarajevo is cold, and it has snow in the winter. How far apart are they? Because California is 3,000 miles maybe from where we are, and we have lots of snow where we are. It takes a long time to get anywhere warm. So how far away is Sarajevo from Mostar?
Yeah, it's like less than 100 miles, so it's about 120 something kilometers, and that's about less than 2 hours by car from one region to the other.
So if you guys can imagine that the climate up here in Oshkosh would be frozen and cold like it is right now, and if you drove to Madison, it would be like California, all in the same country.
Yeah.
And cool, right? That would be a nice vacation to drive 1 hour and then see pomegranates growing, and we wouldn't have to fly 3,000 miles to find some warm weather. Yeah, that's
and
very.
Also,
Go ahead, guys.
Also, Mostar, one of the best features for me about Mostar is that it's right there in the middle of the most important things, which is like the sea coast. It takes about 1 hour to drive to the coast, where you can swim and do many different things, sports and whatnot. And then it takes you another hour from Mostar in the other direction to get up to the mountains, where you can ski, where you can play in the snow. So Mostar is just about an hour away from everything, from the two extremes.
That's very cool. Thank you. I think this might be our last slide, but that's okay. We're going to have some questions from students, and they'll get a chance to see your faces. Can you see the classroom?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So
I don't.
we're all here, and so we have some questions, and our students
Should we
will.
Yaz log would click off and come back on? Maybe that'll help
Yeah,
this connection.
frozen?
Well,
Sure.
you're not getting the video, are you, Yaz?
No, I don't have any visual. I just have the sound.
Could you hang up and come back in and
Sure.
see if that fixes the image? So
Okay. Do you like invite me or?
I think it should be still there when you hang up. All you have to do is answer again.
Okay. I'm hanging out now.
If we don't get
See
you,
you
we'll
in a
invite you back.
Okay, see you in a minute, yes. Okay, so the first question is it.
Yep, Malik, did you want to stand up?
You can say who you are too. You can just introduce yourself quick.
My name's Malik.
Nice and loud, really loud.
My name's Malik, and my question is, what time is it there right now?
Hi everyone first, and hi, I didn't hear your name, but hi, how are you? It's very nice to meet you guys today, and thank you so much for your patience. You listened about my country. Right now is 4:52 minutes, 4 afternoon, 4 p.m., 53 now minutes.
4:53.
Yeah.
So it's almost time for dinner for you.
Yeah, it's a pretty dark outside, and it's a winter time. It's beautiful. We had a beautiful sunny day today. In the evening, it's a little bit freezing because my house is near river, and I have a really cold weather, colder than in the middle of the city. But it's very, very nice.
Very good. And Yaz, how about you? What time is it there in Budapest?
It's 5 minutes to 5, and it's about, I don't know, less than 10 degrees centigrade. It's not very cold. Today was actually a really nice sunny day. Uh, what else? It didn't rain much. I've been here for about 10 days now, and I've had luck. It was just really, really great weather. You could go out sightseeing and walking and enjoying yourself.
For us, then, just to let you guys know, since you've probably never been to Wisconsin, it's below 0 centigrade here, so it's cold.
Do you have a snow? Do you have a snow?
We have more questions for you.
Okay.
Go ahead. If you want to stand up,
They can see you, yeah. Closer and say it really nice and loud.
My name's Anna, and I was wondering what's your population?
Of Mostar or the country?
I didn't understand that question.
Go ahead.
Do you want to say it again? You can say it.
What is your population?
You mean in a city? Yaz, do you like to give answer or me?
Yeah, I'll do it. By the recent count that we had last year, the country has 3.3 million people, and the city of Mostar has only about 115,000 residents.
So Mostar is about twice the size of, or so, of Oshkosh, and then you said 3.3 million, right, for the country? That's about Chicago and Milwaukee combined, I would say, as far as population goes. To help you guys understand. Yeah, very good. Okay, awesome. Next question.
My name's Kyle. How many different languages are spoken at your country?
Nice question.
I cannot hear very clear questions.
I've heard it.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll take it over. Actually, the country itself, since we were like, basically we were like a little United States at some point, and that sort of ended with the 90s conflict. But we developed these 6 states that were once one country. We basically speak the same language because we belong to the same origin group. We are all Slavic languages. But officially speaking, in Mostar, for example, we speak Croatian, Serbian, and Bosnian. And now, since like 2 years ago, Montenegrin as well has become an official language. So I can like say that I speak languages, and they're all my mother tongue because I've learned them anyway.
So, Yaz, I have one for you. When you are traveling, or Alma too, when you guys travel around to different countries in Europe, so you're in Hungary right now, and maybe you travel to Germany or Austria and so on and so forth, what language do you speak if people in Austria or Germany, if they don't speak Bosnian or Croatian or any Slavic languages, how do you communicate with them?
We communicate mostly in English, but since our education system is sort of dedicated a little bit more to languages from, let's say, from the from the 4th grade, so from the age of 11, I've been learning English language as well as French. And then by the end of the university, I've been studying some German as well and some Spanish. So I can say that the people in Europe, usually they have a lot of languages accessible for them to study. But since I sort of my best skill is in English language, so wherever I go, I just communicate in English when I can't get like a common ground with someone.
Very good, thank you. So
Yeah,
you have like 10 languages you might speak in some cases.
Yeah, you can say that.
but we have to say all our languages, even we have different names for these languages, like a Bosnian, Serbian, the Croatian, whatever. Here, this is now name of the language depends which country belongs. Used to be for all this region one language, what we call Serbo-Croat or Croatian Serbian language. So that means after war, when countries split and became independent, like each of them have a same language. So we don't need to make any confusion to people who don't know anything about that. So this is the same language. To give you something closer to understand how is like that. It's like you guys in United States, you have a people from Wisconsin and people from California, and when you meet each other, you can hear this difference between accents, something in language that you can immediately say, oh, you must be from California, or you must be from Texas, or you must be from, I don't know, Chicago or somewhere else.
Yeah.
So
Base.
this is difference in languages, but since we are now one country, we call our language Bosnian. People in country of Serbia call language Serbian. People in Croatia call Croatian, etc. So that means we can understand each other perfectly, like you guys understand each other in Texas and California and Illinois or whenever you go.
Very good, thank you. We're going to move on to a new question, but I think that's very helpful because now I can imagine that if we spoke Wisconsin and Californian or something, instead of just calling it all English, you know? Yeah, very good, thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My name is Danae, and I was wondering, do American accents sound weird to you guys?
Actually, not at all, because we get all the same movies and then cartoons and ads that you get up there, so we're kind of used to the American accent pretty much through the TV and internet. We hear it every day, everywhere.
But it's not just this reason, because we here when we met people from England, we can try to be very English and say, hey, good afternoon, how are you, or something like that. So that means, but why American? Because personally, us, Yaz and I and our family, after war was involved in lots of charity work. So English was our basic language, and Yaz and I we work longer in one American children organization that's open and running projects here with children since 1993, and we make summer camps, like American summer camps, because our donors and a lot of instructors and people who finance that, they like to be involved in these camps, and they arrive here, they with us together make these summer camps on a sea coast or in a mountain, etc. So we could say that we personally in our house we talking with a lot of American people, and today when we are in this business of tourism and our most of guests coming from United States, so that means that I and Yaz, we have a lot of practice with American people. So this is why we pick this kind of accents, and we copy, we are like a bird, you know, we just listen and repeat it like a parrot.
Very good, thank you very much. We'll have, I think, time for just a few more questions, so thank you.
Hi, my name is Logan, and my question is, what is the landscape like? Are there mountains or is it flat land?
Mhm.
Ah,
Okay.
can I?
I think we do you like to give answer?
Yeah, sure. Not a problem.
Okay.
We are, our country is a very rocky area. We are something, in our country, there's something that is known as Dinaric Alps, which is basically, if you know what real Alps are in Europe, they are like the biggest mountains of Europe. The Dinaric Alps are the southern region of the same chain that has been broken somewhere between, I don't know, a couple of million years ago through the natural processes, I guess. But in general, our country is very rocky and very hilly. There's a lot of very, very steep rocks and very sharp. For example, I said before, Bosnia is more of a forest place with lots of forests and a lot of wood. And Herzegovina part is much more rockier in the way that there's no big vegetation, but just really, really sharp and steep rocks everywhere. And of course, there are some parts of the country where you have these big sort of fields, you know, where it's flat. But in general, wherever you go inside Bosnia and Herzegovina, you have hills and mountains around you. So it is very strange, for example, for me, because I'm in Hungary now, and majority of the Hungarian landscape is very flat. And I grew up in Mostar, and as you may have seen on the pictures, Mostar has a lot of big hills around. And it's very unusual for me to be here in this setting where there's no hills at all. I really don't know how people orient themselves around because I use hills since I've been a kid.
That's how you know where you are. You look around at the hills, and that tells you your direction, right?
Exactly. I know which way is north, which way is south, and everything. But when it's all flat, I have no idea.
No, we don't know either because it's very flat here. So we have to figure it out too. So very good, very good. I think we have we are very close to the time where these students need to leave to go to another class. But we have set up a Backchannel Chat, and we're hoping that they are just starting their study of Europe. So we're hoping that maybe the questions that they have for you that we just didn't have time for, that they can write down in a back channel where maybe every so often you might be able to check it in the next month or two. And
yeah, sure.
Answer a question or two about Bosnia, and some of the students in the class may actually choose to study Bosnia as their country. So they might have lots of questions for you to make sure that they have an idea of what how they should represent it to the rest of the students. So.
It's very nice. I can say that Bosnia is a really small country, but really, really complex and just like very, very hard to understand sometimes even for me. And I'm in this business of teaching history to other people of my heritage and my culture.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we thank you. Go ahead, Alma, and then we want to make
So
sure
I
we thank you as a class.
just at the end like to say again hello and my regards to this wonderful group you have. And I can see they're very patient and listen. They're very interested. They like, first of all, this way of the learning. This is the perfect, Corey, and all your team. This is fantastic that you give them. So because they will always, I think, learn much more and participate much more than it's just a dry word without anything else. And I'm very delightful to be part of it. I believe that Yasmin is well. I'm very happy to be today with you guys. I wish you everything best. And just to tell you that the traveling is the best way to learn. So you are in the beginning of your learning process. And now when you start, you will learning all your life. Never stop doing this. But sometimes later, when you go older, you will be learning in some other way. This is a travel, so you are very welcome if you like to come. Goodbye. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Everybody say thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Good luck with your studies.
See you guys. Have a good day.
Bye.